In today's video, we're going to be talking about lazy SEO tactics that can totally transform your business and make you super rich. Because let's face it, everyone wants things for cheap, free, and easy. Even for things like SEO and organic search, which accounts for roughly 53% of all traffic going to websites on the internet. And even if doing these lazy things could potentially get you a penalty from Google or getting your website labeled as untrustworthy, causing you to lose all of your traffic and destroy your whole business. I mean, what's the worst that could go wrong, right? So I'm Chris Gegis, and I help businesses get found online through SEO, AI, and comprehensive digital marketing solutions. But you can go to my website for more information about me, or if you'd like to work together. And be sure to sign up to my newsletter to get instant access to my shared SEO documents folder. So we're going to be looking at this post that went mega viral on Twitter. This first post got about 50,000 views. The second post got about 108,000 views. And the third post got about 130,000 views, which, if you don't know, for the SEO community, this is pretty insane as far as views and engagement. If you didn't notice in the introduction, I was being quite sarcastic. I'm going to be going through the posts that this person made and telling you which of these tactics is junk, which of them are good. And if I told you they were junk, I'm going to give you a much better alternative that will also be much better for your business. All right, so number one says, find your competitors using DataBar. Go to databar.ai. Select SpyFu top SEO competitors template, enter your domain, enrich data using this workflow, save the list of your competitors. Okay, so just finding competitors, nothing really crazy here. However, a much cheaper and free way to do this is literally just to type in your main keyword on Google and hit enter, and then you're going to find your top competitors right there. No tools needed, no subscriptions needed, and of course, it's very easy. Number two, add these competitors' URLs to Ubersuggest. Choose keyword research, find keywords with KD lower than 20. Search volume should be more than 500. Using these keywords, select content gap. You'll get high quality SEO article ideas. So what they've given us here is a method to find articles you can rank for on Google that will be easy to rank for. Ubersuggest is a tool that you can use for free for an extent. That's done by Neil Patel. Find keywords with KD lower than 20. And the problem with this is how these scores are calculated. So on Ahrefs, this keyword has a difficulty of medium, which is by niche edits, which is a transactional keyword. It's going to be high competition, even though it says medium here. You can make a lot of money by ranking for this keyword. And the reason why it's saying it's medium and not hard is because the way it calculates this is by looking at the URL or the authority of the exact page that is ranking for the keyword. And what it doesn't take into account is the DR, which is the power of the entire website that's ranking for the keyword. You'll see this a lot of times. A tool will tell you that a keyword is easy, but then you go and you look at the DR and all the DRs will be like DR 60 plus, 70 plus. And if you are a new business or someone that doesn't have a ton of backlinks already pointing to you, then this is going to be literally impossible for you to rank for, even though the tool is telling you it's a low competition keyword. Next up, search volume should be more than 500. Okay, I'm not really sure why the search volume has to be more than 500. For example, some industries, you have very lucrative keywords where the search volume is less than 500. The keyword that we were just looking at has a search volume of 450, which they would say is low. So we're not trying to rank for this keyword, but you could literally build a business on top of just this one keyword. Using these keywords, select content gap. They just want to find these keywords that match these filters that you don't have, that your competitors do have. And then they say you'll get high quality SEO article ideas. So right now you have some low competition keywords that have search volume, but that doesn't say anything about if these keywords are actually important for your business or not. Just because your competitors wrote them and are ranking for them doesn't mean that you necessarily want to either, especially if you're a startup and you're just getting your website up and running and you're trying to, build a blog footprint of things that might actually help you earn some business on the internet. What ends up happening is a lot of these low competition keywords that you found are top of the funnel content anyways, which won't do anything to help your business. And what I would really recommend businesses to do in the beginning before you've really established a big footprint is to write this bottom of the funnel content first. This stuff is much more closely aligned with the core of your business. It's going to be harder to rank for, but you're not going to get any kind of business from a keyword that's like, what is a cloud link? And also on top of you not getting any conversions from this keyword, you're also probably not going to get any traffic from it because a lot of these low competition keywords end up being informational, meaning that Google's AI overviews are just stealing all of these clicks anyway. Even if you're ranked number one for this keyword, these AI overviews are taking roughly 50 to 75% of clicks for these informational keywords. So instead of ranking for informational keywords where AI overviews are going to steal all of your clicks anyway on content that might not even lead to a conversion, I think a much better thing to do would be to go over to ChatGPT and ask them for bottom of the funnel keywords for your business. So I'm typing, what are some Bofu article ideas for a link building agency? And these are all pretty decent ideas. Next up, I have another prompt: write an educational section for my website. All articles should be closely aligned with my business and address things customers might want to know before buying backlinks. Again, we're getting a lot more content ideas here. You'll notice that one thing I'm not doing is looking for search volume. Honestly, I don't really care about search volume at this point, especially in the beginning stages of building content for a website. We want to write things that are closely aligned with the core purpose of your website. You don't need to be going and answering some random stuff. You want to show Google what your website is about, what your core expertise is, and write things that might actually help people that come to your website decide if they're going to purchase from you or not. And one more quick thing you can do that's also really easy. Let's say I search for my main keyword, link building agency, and then we find our number one competitor here. I'll open up this extension and look for their sitemap. Now I have a list of all of the articles and pages on their entire website. Let's go to section blog 1. Here are all of the blog posts on their entire website. Let's go ahead and copy this entire page. Come over to ChatGPT. Which of these are food topics? And now we have the main keyword for all of the BoFu topics, all of the MoFu topics, etc. Of course, you'll want to double check this. However, this would be a very good start. And you could just do this with all of your competitors if you wanted to. Number 3, if you find it exhausting to get backlinks from your startup's website, purchase expired domains. Here's how. Go to expireddomains.com, adjust filters based on their niche keywords, find expired domains with domain authority of 20 to 50, choose GoDaddy auctions that are ending soon, buy these domains with backlinks, set up 301 redirects to the primary landing page, and significantly boost SEO. So unlike the last ones so far, this one can actually have significant results for your SEO. This one can do really good things for your rankings. Actually, it might be one of the biggest shortcuts in SEO. However, I would rather use auction domains than expired domains. And it's kind of weird because they're calling them expired domains, but then they are talking about auctions here. So maybe they actually are talking about non-expired domains, which is definitely the better thing to do. The difference is an age domain still active and indexed in search engines. On contrast, an expired domain is a domain whose owner failed to renew it. It has no longer been active and no longer being indexed. So basically, someone stopped paying for the website, no one owns it anymore, and Google can see this lack of ownership. So for this reason, we really like to use age domains more than expired domains. However, you can get expired domains to work. It might just take a little more work, and sometimes they're a little bit more hit or miss. If you're not aware, a 301 redirect is when you buy a domain. Let's say this is our website over here, and then you do a 301 redirect to your primary website. And what this means is that this website now points to your website. So if someone tries to go to this website, they will just automatically be taken to your website instead. Why is this good for SEO? Because what's also happening is all of the backlinks that this old website have now are being sent to your website. So you essentially get hundreds, maybe even thousands of backlinks instantly because you've just pointed them all from the old website to your website. Anyways, I can't really knock this tactic. It's actually a really good tactic. However, I wouldn't overdo it. I would only really do 1, maybe 2 301 redirects, and you want to space them out quite a bit. And in most cases, I'd really just prefer doing 1 301 redirect to make sure you don't get any trouble with Google and that things work and you don't end up wasting your money. The problem with this tactic is it's not exactly easy. Searching for domains and finding them and buying a good one that's very related to your niche is actually one of the hardest things to do in SEO, which is why there are companies that can buy these domains and then resell them for insane markups. Buying domains is also very competitive. People know they're worth a lot of money, so there's a lot of people watching these auctions and prices can go really high, and they're a lot higher than they were in the past. So unless you're really skilled and you really know what you're looking for when you're analyzing a domain in Ahrefs, I would say in a lot of cases, the easiest way to do this would actually be to pay the insane markup from one of these other agencies to make sure you're actually getting a good domain and not wasting your money. But if you're very confident analyzing backlink profiles, analyzing domain history, making sure it was never used for a PBN or anything weird, making sure its backlink profile is actually strong and not just a bunch of spam, making sure that the spam that it does have is actually okay and it's not hurting the website. If you're okay with all this stuff, then yes, you can definitely do it yourself, but I wouldn't call it lazy unless you really know what you're doing. And again, I'd be prepared to spend a lot of money here. If you're buying a good age domain, then you can be paying thousands of dollars. Number 4, if you want to get do-follow backlinks for your startup's website and improve your SEO, here are 20 websites with high domain authority where you can list your business today. Substack, Crunchbase, Patreon, Medium, blah, 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 Tumblr, Reddit. So what they're doing right here, these are called social profiles. And what social profiles are, when you go to one of these websites, you create an account, and then on your profile where you can put like your image and your name and stuff like that, you're dropping a link to your website. So you can see on medium.com here, I have my profile. It's got my name. It's got a link to Sir Links-a-Lot, which I no longer work for, and then my website, chrisgegis.com. And just ask yourself for a second, do you think these kind of links are actually going to be the links that you need to boost you ahead of your competitors? Do you really think it's that easy? And the answer is no. We call these types of links foundational backlinks, and they're something we definitely do for any new project that we're building. It's one of the very first things that I do anytime I launch a new website. I went to Fiverr, I typed in profile links. Now you've got a ton of services here that will do them for very cheap. We're talking probably like $20, $50. And what these types of links do is creates a foundation for your backlinks. When a new business starts, a lot of the time what they do is they go to all of these other websites and they create accounts on them with their brand name so that no one else can take them. And maybe they plan on actually using them later, right? Do they do a lot for SEO? Nope, not really, but it's a good foundation. It's a good natural thing to do in the beginning. And it's definitely something I always do, but it's not going to give you SEO results at all, unless you're in an extremely low competition niche, like local or just something with zero search volume. Go to Fiverr, pay a few dollars, you're done. But this does not mean that you're going to be getting super high authority links and that you can skip the rest of your link building. This is this mandatory step one that everyone is doing, and then the real game starts after that. Number 5, if you want to see faster SEO results for your startups, go to Google Search Console, right-click the Export Keywords section, identify the pages where you are almost ranking, create internal links between the pages to increase session duration by 37%, add a table of contents for each page. Okay, I'm just laughing because this number is oddly specific and they just make things seem super easy when it's really not that easy at all. So what they want you to do is go into Search Console and then search for your keywords where you are ranking like right outside of page 1, right? So maybe you're on page 2 or page 3. You're almost ranking, but you're not on page 1 yet. And it says to create internal links between the pages. I'm not really sure what they mean by that, but I hope what they mean is that you can create more internal links to them from the other pages on your website. If that's the case, then sure. But if you're just linking your pages that aren't ranking together, then you're not really doing anything. And then you're definitely not going to get a 37% boost just by adding a table of contents to each page. I wish that was the case. I wish that was my job. I wish people would pay me thousands of dollars to literally log in and add a table of contents. However, it doesn't really work like that, guys. I'm sorry. However, internal links are extremely important for SEO, and this can actually help. I actually made a video on something similar. You can find that video right here. And adding more internal links to pages was one of the few tactics that I used in this, along with some other stuff. And while we're over on YouTube, guys, if you're enjoying the content, go ahead and give the video a like and give my channel a sub. I've got a bunch more on the way as far as AI, SEO, and digital marketing related stuff. So I'll go ahead and give this one a pass because adding internal links to your pages is definitely good. However, you reach a limit, right? If you already have a bunch of internal links to all your pages, then adding more internal links is not going to do anything. But I think this is still a good tactic. You can add a table of contents if you want, but it's definitely not some kind of SEO hack. Go ahead and add it if you have a long article and it would help people. If not, don't worry about it. Number 6, capitalize on topical authority. Here's how. Go to answerthepublic.com, add the topic or niche of your business, save all questions people are asking for that topic, create blog posts or content around each subtopic. Google will rank your website higher for topical authority. This is another tool made by Neil Patel, which I don't really use at all. Let's go ahead and enter the main keyword in here, link building agency. And people used to use this a lot more in the past. However, it's really not something I use at all anymore. However, I can't say that it's really a bad way to do keyword research either. If you don't know how to do keyword research at all, then it can be a way to get some free keyword ideas with a limit, of course. However, I definitely also wouldn't say this is lazy SEO because then you have this step right here. Create blog posts or content around each subtopic. So this is a very big step and it's not exactly too easy, right? How are you creating all this content? Is it actually going to be good or is it going to be AI slop? Is it going to be optimized well? Writing articles can take a lot of time and it's actually my least favorite part of doing SEO. I hate managing content. I hate managing writers. It's a nightmare. But yes, if you write a bunch of content and you answer a ton of questions that people are asking about your topic, then yeah, you can eventually rank higher because Google sees you as an authority on that topic because you're writing all of this good content about your topic, but the content actually needs to be good. So is this a good tactic? Yeah, I mean, you have to do keyword research. You have to write more articles on your website, right? Is it a lazy SEO tactic? Not really. There's a lot more to it than just this. And this is really just one thing that I would do when I'm doing keyword research. You really want to be doing a lot more keyword research than just this. However, it is a good start. 7, find low competition SEO keywords and rank your startup organically. Go to Reddit and find subreddit related to your niche. Copy subreddit's URL, paste it into WordStream's free keyword tool. Download up to 500 keywords. Optimize your website's landing pages. Yeah, you can definitely get keywords, but then what are you supposed to do with those keywords? How does that help you optimize your landing pages? What you're going to end up doing is getting a ton of keywords from Reddit, okay? But then how do you optimize your website for them? Unless you really know what you're doing with SEO. All of these keywords are generally going to be going on a bunch of different pages. So you have to figure out which keywords go on which page. Make sure, are you ranking from there already, or are you not ranking for them? Do you need to write a new article or not? Then you're going to have to actually write through articles if you need to. If you are under optimized for that keyword already on a page that should be ranking higher for it, then you have to figure out how to optimize further for it. So is this a good lazy SEO strategy? I would say no. Going to their second post here, find journalists on presspulse.ai and get backlinks for free. Here's how. Fill out your profile, add your background and expertise, get matched with top-tier journalists, answer the questions, get free PR and mentions. So what they are doing right here, this is called Haro link building, or it used to be called Haro link building. Basically, you sign up and then you get emails a few times a day with journalists looking for questions for their articles. You can answer their questions, and if they like your answer for the question, they might feature you in the article. If they feature you in the article, they will generally use your name or your brand name as anchor text and link to your website's homepage. So is this a good way to get backlinks? Absolutely. Haro link building is a great way to earn backlinks. Is it lazy SEO? No, it's definitely not. You can find Haro services like this one where people are charging $220 per backlink. And the reason why they're charging this amount is because people will pay it. Because actually getting these links takes a lot of work. You're having to answer a ton of questions and you usually don't get picked for them. And you have to do it every day. You have to do it quickly as soon as the email come out. But yeah, you can set up a team to do this. You can set up a VA. I'm not going to be going into how to do Haro link building in this video because it would be a whole video in itself. But yeah, not a lazy SEO tactic. Yes, it's a good SEO tactic, but you also want to be doing other kinds of link building as well, such as guest posts and link insertions. Because Haro backlinks are great. However, they'll usually come from like news websites that aren't really about your niche. They're very general. You also want to be getting links from websites and articles that are very closely related to your business, where you can also control things like the target URL and you can control the anchor text. Whereas on Haro, you're just getting homepage backlinks and they're on kind of general sites most of the time, or maybe something just not really related to your website at all. Get precise SEO keyword suggestion ads, google.com. Here's how. Go to ads.google.com, click on AI powered ad solutions, add your website URL, get keywords, headlines, description ideas. Adjust your website's content for SEO accordingly. Again, so I feel like there's just like a huge gap here, right? Basically, they're giving you a free way to do keyword research, and people have been using ads.google.com to do free keyword research for a long time. All you have to do is put your credit card in. You don't actually have to pay for anything, and you can use it for free, and they will actually give you search volume, which is pretty cool. So essentially, you're using the same thing to get free keyword research done, and then you just magically adjust your website's content for SEO accordingly, which, yeah, I mean, there's just a huge gap here. So is it a tactic that you can use for keyword research? Yeah. Is this a lazy SEO tactic? No, it's just one part of keyword research and finding keywords to use on your website, but there's a lot more work to do on this. This is really just like the very first step. If you want faster SEO results, capitalize on Bing. Here's how. Go to Bing Webmaster, sign in your Google account, import from Search Console, check the performance metrics, adjust the content accordingly. So they keep doing this thing where it's just like, oh, just do these things and then adjust your content. So it's like they're skipping all the part that makes it not lazy SEO, right? There's a ton of stuff that goes into what you're doing like right here. So basically, they're just telling you to go set up a Bing Webmaster account, and that's fine. Set up Bing Webmaster. It's just like setting up a Google Search Console account, and you should definitely do it. However, then you check your performance metrics and magically adjust your content. There's a ton of stuff that you're going to be looking at here. How do you know what to adjust and what not to adjust? Anyways, not much else to say on this one. 5, get more SEO traffic from Google stacking. Here's how. Google stacking is a link building technique which uses Google's own products such as Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google Docs, Google Maps, Google Sites. How to do Google stacking. Create a public Google Drive folder. In each folder, add different assets. For each file, modify the name and include the target keywords. Publish them to the web. Repeat this process for other keywords. So basically what you do is you go on to your Google Drive, you make a folder, then you make it a public folder. Then when you create a document like this, you can title the name of the document, something like one of your keywords like link building agency. Then you can put a link in the article to your link building agency. Google Cloud stacking, I'm not going to say is not good, but it's basically like the other type of link building we were talking before, which is foundational backlinks. These backlinks are not worth a lot. They are very, very easy to create. Anyone can make them. Google does not weight them very heavily. It's kind of just like a junk link. I normally don't do them very much, but you can do them as part of the foundational link building process. But no, they're not going to get you big SEO results. Anything where people can go and just push a few buttons and get a backlink, they're not going to give you results, guys. I know you wish it was like that, but backlinks cost a lot of money for a reason, because good ones are insanely powerful and can make or break your entire SEO. Now on post 3, they are talking about directories. It's just another form of foundational backlink. They're good. You should do them. It's not going to do much for your SEO. It's step 1 for link building. Go pay someone a few dollars on Fiverr for them. All right, it looks like the rest of these are just repeating from the other posts. So basically, in a nutshell, what this person has taught us how to do is to do foundational link building and some free ways you can start to get keyword ideas. And then a few good tips with some 301 redirects and haro link building, but definitely don't call those lazy. Basically, in a lot of their tactics, they're either useless, very cheap and easy to do, and something that everyone does already by paying a few dollars, or they're stuff that's not going to help you at all. I know there is the urge to do things for cheap or free or easy, but in a world where 53% of all website traffic on the internet is coming from Google, maybe you don't want to do lazy SEO. Maybe you want to put a little bit more time into it. All right, guys, hopefully that helps someone out there. Remember, all the stuff that you see online, even if it's got a bunch of engagement and views and a bunch of people in the comments saying, oh my God, this is incredible that you give away all this free, great information. Just beware that a lot of it is total BS and really won't do much for you at all. We are in the attention economy, and people have gotten really good at getting attention with not really too much substance. I've got a ton more videos on my channel where I talk about how to do things in a way that actually gets results for the long term. And a lot of them might even get you fast results, like in this video right here. Anyways, guys, if you're enjoying the content, go ahead and like the video and give my channel a sub. Click the link in the description if you're interested in working together. Sign up to my mailing list to get instant access to my shared documents folder, and I will see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.